Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to West Seattle Bowl's Proshop Vids. We're inside West Seattle Bowl here today and we've got a treat for you. We've got the Radical Max Bias. This ball is something I've been looking forward to for a little while since it was announced, and it's gonna be kind of interesting, I think. It's got HK22 textured hybrid for the cover. It's got the maximum results core, so it's an asymmetrical core, but we did a little trick on it today. We kind of put a BDL layout on it, and a BDL layout is the big drill layout. And what that means is we'll talk about it as we get into the ball review a little bit here, but it's basically we took that intermediate differential and I think we raised it considerably. So I don't know if it's gonna get forward too quick, and then let's just throw it and see what we get, all right? All right, so as we start, my hammer Extreme Envy. This ball's the most hooking ball that I got. It's replaced my Cuda in the bag. Cuda's still good for me, but the Extreme Envy is just extreme. So let's throw this and get our baseline shot. Okay, a little slow on that one. Faced up, went high. Let's throw that again. All right, baseline shot number 2. First one went high. A little bit better. Faced up. The ball for me is really cornery down lane in that for a sanded ball, it doesn't get too forward, but it gets just forward enough for me to see some length out of it, but still roll. And then it corners down lane just a little bit to give me my angle. Let's move in just a couple, just because these balls are strong. Like that. Ooh. Slop carries. For those of you that are tuning in today, we might just be going with the spray and pray release. We'll see how dialed in we can get this. Moving 2 more. A little bit light. Might go back again, see what we do there. But as you can see, those first 3 shots, ball is picking up, ball is getting down lane, ball is cornering. It's reading in all the right spots, but it's a house shot. Let's try that again. All right, sent the messenger. So there's our first 4 baseline shots. Definitely getting right, going left to right, ball's coming back. So we see we have quite a bit of room out there. Let's do one more of that, then we'll switch it up. I don't necessarily think the Max Bias is gonna replace my hammer Extreme Envy, but it's gonna be a little bit different look, I think, for sure. Okay. So there we go, there's our baseline. Let's switch it up and see what we get. All right, campers, Max Bias time. We're gonna go back to where we started with the Extreme Envy just to see the closeness of it out of the box. NBC. Not the greatest NBC, but an NBC nonetheless. So as we can see with that one for me, that textured hybrid, quite different from the Extreme Envy. But with this layout, I kind of expected the unexpected, so let's throw it again and see what we got. Okay, pretty interesting there. The ball doesn't really look like it's getting as deep into the right side of the lane and then checking back like the Extreme Envy. So this layout is letting us keep things really in front of us, it seems. So the layout on this ball, it comes with an 0.30 intermediate differential. We drilled into the Max Bias. It was like driving a submarine behind a boat's propeller, and you're just fighting the wake right behind it. So drilling into that big core on that protrusion that comes out, it was hard. So we did that, and the intermediate differential on this ball, I think jumps up to about 0.80 or higher. So we'll see how that actually, I guess, translate on the lanes in the next couple shots. Okay, so we'll move a little bit right, keeping with the theme of keeping it more in front of us. And let's see. And we can just yank it, and it goes to the head, and that was terrible. Terrible, not a good shot. As I said, spray and pray today. I bowled league last night, then I pre-bowled because we're going out of town, and we're back at it again this morning. Tired is the optimum word here. Let's do a better shot than that. Woo. That definitely got forward fast. All right, I'm gonna have to trick this. There we go. Okay, so with this ball, maintaining my hand more on the inside of the ball is going to benefit it because, again, it's wanting to get forward fast. So we have to maintain some tilt on the ball a little bit just to keep it from tipping up. There we go. There we go. So this ball definitely has an asymmetric look to it. And having said that, with the cover the way it is, and this layout especially, it's definitely got its quitting points compared to the Extreme Envy. Extreme Envy is obviously not a textured pearl, and it gets a lot more angle, stronger cover. So we can see the big differences there. Both balls are asymmetric. Layouts, obviously way different, but I'm starting to kind of like the look I'm seeing out of this ball. It's fitting, obviously, underneath my Extreme Envy, but I think it's a look that I don't really have in my bag, which is pleasant to see. If we were gonna go back to where we're standing with the max bias and throw the Extreme Envy, we see a lot more of a defined shape down lane. So definitely two complementary balls to each other, but two very different looks. I would probably put my max bias ahead of the medium aggressive equipment. I would place it probably above the hitter in terms of earliness, but a similar motion, but obviously the hitter has more of a back end reaction than this ball does. Like I said, I think that's mainly due because of the layout we did on it, but I really wanted to see how much quicker it would get to be forward than just doing a normal layout on it. So it's definitely an interesting look for sure. Let's see what happens if we see dry really early. So we saw a couple different moves on that shot. It saw the early dry, it checked up, then it skated, and then checked again. So still had some movement in the back end to it, but I think getting in the dry too quick is not going to be its friend. Let's try that. Yeah, so we can get it farther out onto the lane and really extend through it. Then we start to see it hold that motion a little bit longer and then continue, obviously. Okay, so that's two in a row. With our extensions, getting the ball longer down the lane, getting it onto the lane farther out. And now we're starting to see that shape continue. So what did we learn here, kids? Don't short arm the ball. That's gonna be a trick with that. All right, let's see if we can make it 3 for 3. No Tyrannosaurus Rex bowling. Okay. Yeah, stay under it, extend, get it out onto the lane instead of into the lane. Much better result. I don't think I've ever drilled a ball where I drilled my thumb into the mass bias. So this is exploring new territory. Do I like it yet? I don't know. But once you find out what the ball wants, again, as we've said in past videos, get yourself out of the way of the ball, just throw it and see what it wants. It'll tell you. So today is about being a listener. Flat 10. And I think that's something all too often that bowlers in general just don't do. We don't listen to what the piece wants us to do with it. You know, we pick a ball up, we say, oh, I'm gonna throw it here, this is what I want it to do, this is what it's gonna do. That might not be what it's gonna do. It'll say what it wants to do. It has characteristics of its own. So you need to lean into the tendencies of the ball and figure out what it's gonna do. Oh, big yank. NBC. Big yank on the NBC. I mean, there's not a lot of deflection in this ball. If you don't hit the pocket good, it'll let you know. But it's not looking good and then deflecting away from the pin. It's driving through the pocket. But it is definitely a piece for me that is not going to be swing it left or right. Yeah, you try to just push it. For me with that layout, it's just not gonna work that way. So you need to listen to what the ball wants to do. Oh, see, short-armed it. Short-armed it, 5-pin. Gotta throw it better than that. All right, let's try moving a couple. How about that? Okay. Okay. I'm really surprised at how versatile is not the word I'm looking for at the moment, but how manipulative the ball is. You know, I can very much control how it's going to react off of my hand, off my release. So, is it forgiving? Yes. It still has its limitations. But you'll notice that it stays consistent among itself. Like that. In and flat, still turned over, still hit. It's just not a ball that I personally with this layout can go left or right with, which is great. We talked about how maybe it might get forward. Depending on the layout, what's gonna happen. It handles oil, it's not sliding 75 feet. It's definitely different. You know, is that good or bad? I don't think so. I think you should have a ball like that in the bag. It's just something that I don't have, which is nice to have now. I would put it above the hitter in terms of length, and it's not got as much pop downlane as a Deadly Rattler. Definitely like it. That needs a lot of help. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. What was that? Yeah? It was right on line with it. Make you say, yeah, 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 if you got some surprising shots. The more I'm throwing this ball, the more I'm starting to like the cover. I'm wearing into that cover a little bit, and how about that one? Oh, hit it. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right, campers, so now we can start to understand maybe breaking this in a little bit, we're starting to see what it likes, what it wants to do. All right, campers. We got another video to do after this one. I'm a tired guy, but I hope you've enjoyed this ball video. It's an insight into something that we don't normally do. I don't normally put this layout on the ball, and it's exciting to try different things. This ball is starting to tell me what it wants, so you get your head out of the way, do what it wants, and see what happens, right? Let's end this one with a little MBC. Here we go. MBC, quick question for you. If we were to come out with some merch, I know I want an MBC shirt. Maybe a summer tire action shirt. Maybe a winter tire action shirt. Maybe a yeah shirt. Let me know in the comments, what do you want to see? We're gonna get another ball review on the floor here. I'm out. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching.